That ball is high and outside. Ball one. And they tag out Martinez running to second. So Reed Downs sends the ball over to the second baseman who feels it and tags out Martinez. And so that'll be the first out of the inning on a fielder's choice. Downs is now down at first base, and that'll bring up the DH, Garrison White. Martinez. And so that'll be the first out of the inning on a fielder's choice. I realized we had a little bit of an audio technicality here where one of our plugs was slightly out, so you may have missed a little bit. I know we're back now, so got to make sure we keep all our plugs in. Again, it's a windy day, and Reed Downs goes to steal, and he is called out at second base. Nice throw by the catcher, Sweeney, and a nice tag applied by the shortstop, O'Connell. And so the Dolphins run themselves out of a second out here. So Garrison White, the DH, still standing in. And nobody is on the base now. And they have two outs. And Garrison fouls that ball off on the inside corner. So no balls, two strikes. Again, sorry if we missed a little audio back there. We should be in good shape now, but and Garrison takes a calls third strike on the inside corner. Good curveball by Parker Hahn there. So Garrison, who hit to the second baseman for out first time up, strikes out looking his second time up. And that'll put the Dolphins down 1-2-3. So we're done with 3 innings here at Cape Henry Collegiate in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And we've got a 4-0 game by the Dolphins over the Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy Eagles. Made their way all the way from Cincinnati to here. We appreciate them coming out, spending part of their spring break with us here in Virginia Beach. We wish the weather was a little nicer for them, but hopefully they'll be okay. All right, well, we're about to start the 4th inning. And up at bat will be the third hitter, number 11, Ethan Long, the left fielder. And he takes ball outside. Ethan flied out to the second baseman, Chris Martinez, his first time up in the first inning. Ball 2 high. Peyton Fisk is the pitcher for the Dolphins. He's thrown a nice game, throwing a shutout so far, and he promptly falls behind 3-0 on the batter, Ethan Long, the left fielder. And ball 4. So none of those pitches were close, so Ethan gets a walk from the pitcher, and that is going to bring out the Dolphins pitching coach, Well, actually, that's the head coach. And he's going to round up the troops and talk to them a little bit about what they want to do here. Dolphins have already turned a double play and a force out at second. The hitter is Andrew Moffitt, the center fielder. He struck out swinging his first time up. Not sure what the Eagles will do here. They'll probably want to put something on. So the conference is over. All the players have gone back to their spots. And with a runner on first base, Andrew Moffitt, the center fielder, will come up and see if he can get the runner advanced over to second base. And he does show bunt, and he does lay down a beautiful bunt. Fisk pulls it up and throws a perfect strike over to Parker White at first base, so well done there. Sacrifice by Moffitt for the first out of the game, or the first out of this inning, and he gets Ethan Long over to second base. So runners in a scoring position for the Eagles, and the batter is now Jeff Levin, and Jeff base hit his first time up. They could use another one here, and he takes a nice outside strike by Peyton Frisk. No balls, one strike. And there's a high fly ball. Not sure if Parker White's going to have room, and he does not. And the playground claims another foul ball. The playground is a lot of fun, right? Not so much when it's raining baseballs. No balls, two strikes. Levin looks in, and he swings and misses. So a big strike out there by Frisk to get Jeff Levin. And that's the second out of the inning, and that brings up the catcher, Ty Sweeney. And Sweeney hit into the double play last time. So with a runner at second, Dolphins are looking just to get out of the inning with some sort of an out here. And there's a ball low. Ball one. And there's a foul ball back. Strike one. So Sweeney's got a 1-1 count, 2 outs. Runner on second, 4-0 Cape Henry Collegiate Dolphins over the Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy Eagles. So Dolphins over the Eagles right now, 4-0. And the pitch outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. And there's a foul ball again, and this one is actually going into the tennis courts where our tennis team is practicing today. And that's going to be a little hard to take with a tennis racket. So here we go, 2-2, 2 outs. And a swinging strike, and Frisk strikes out Sweeney for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Eagles started out with a walk, sacrifice, and then 2 strikeouts. So again, no runs after 4 for the Eagles, and that'll bring up the Cape Henry Dolphins, and they're going to start with the top of their order. Nate Jensen. This will be Jensen's actual 3rd time leading off an inning. After the first, he led off the second, and now he'll lead off the 4th. So we will start the bottom of the fourth. Nate Jensen, the right fielder, will come to bat. Nate has doubled in this game and flied out to the first baseman. So the defense is set. The offense is coming to bat. It is getting progressively windy up here, and we're in a booth that is elevated above the center field fence, and when the wind is strong on the ground, it's strong up here as well. Hopefully you don't hear too much of it, but we're holding on to our equipment. Jensen takes strike one from Parker Hahn here at the bottom of the fourth inning. And there's a foul ball back. So Jensen fouls that one back. So he's already behind 0-2. And there's a line shot to the right field, and that will be a fair ball. And the right fielder bobbles it, so Jensen will go to second easily, and he'll stop there. That's his second double of the game. And with the wind blowing in, that ball was hit hard. So Jensen does a nice job driving the ball the other way, and he gets a stand-up double. And the Dolphins have their leadoff batter on board, and that'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Andrew Hart. Andrew walked and scored the first inning and flied out to the right fielder in inning number 2. So he's up here in inning number 4 with a chance to get an RBI if he can get the ball out of the infield. And Nate Jensen gets a good jump. And he does swing at the first pitch, but he fouls it off to the left side for strike one. No balls, 1 strike to Hart. Jensen at second. And the pitch. And he takes strike on the outside corner. So 2 strikes for Andrew. And that ball is up and out for a ball. So Hart is standing in against Parker Hahn. Jensen at second, 4-0, bottom of the 4th inning. And Andrew takes the ball up high again. Parker Hahn looking to limit the damage here. And there's a ground ball to the third baseman, and he bobbles it. It picks up by the shortstop, but they're not going to get Andrew Hart, fastest man on the campus. And so Andrew's in there, and if the third baseman comes up with that cleanly, it's still a tough play. But he didn't come up with it at all cleanly, so we'll look at an E5 there. So Andrew reaches. Jensen stays at second, and that'll bring up Parker White, the first baseman, and Parker is having a great game already. 2 hits, 2 runs scored. and he drives a ball to the right fielder, and that will stay up, and that'll get Jensen over to third, and he does go to third, and he makes it in there. And not quite sure why Andrew Hart didn't go on that, but after the throw was made, but he stays at first. So Jensen goes to third. Parker White moves the runner over, so he'll get a sacrifice fly, even though it's an F9, and that's the first out of the inning, and that brings up the four-hitter, Jack Wickham. Wickham's got runners on the corners. Last time up, Jack singled. Time before that, he walked. And Hart does go down now, and they throw it down. No chance to get Hart stealing second, and Jensen kind of faked a little bit going towards home plate, but he does not. So Hart gets a stolen base there. Now Wickham's got runners on second and third. A base hit will get both of them in if it's through the hole or anywhere through the infield, as Hart is very quick. And Wickham takes ball high. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. And this time Wickham fouls the ball off. Way back there, the tennis court claims another baseball. I gotta believe I'd be wearing a helmet or some sort of headgear if I'm playing tennis today. It's just getting dangerous. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 4-0 Dolphins over the Eagles. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Runners at second and third, and the pitch, and that's outside ball. So 3 balls, 1 strike now for Wickham. First base is open. Parker Hahn, the pitcher for the Eagles, probably doesn't want to serve up anything too good here. Might even want to pitch around him at this point. And the pitch. And he throws a nice pitch on the outside corner, but the umpire does not give him the break there, and so that's going to be called ball 4. So Wickham walks, and now the bases are loaded, and that brings up the catcher, Cooper Angley. And I'm not sure if we have a pitcher change here, but Coach Schultz is out there talking to his team. And nope. Just wanted to tell him what to do with the bases loaded. And Cooper Angley, the catcher, coming to bat. Cooper flied out to the right fielder his first time up. Singled his last time up. So Coop comes up with the bases loaded. 1 out here at the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll see what kind of damage can be done. Jensen at third, Hart at second, Wickham at first. And low and outside, ball 1. Pitcher for the Eagles has nowhere to go with this batter. So he's got to find a way to get Angley out, or it's going to cost him a run. Might cost him a run anyway if Angley gets the ball out into the outfield. And Cooper sends a high sky ball, but that's going to fall behind home plate. So no balls, 2 strikes. And pitch. And that's low and inside, and Jensen is going to come home, and he walks home. That ball was a wild pitch. Bounced about 58 feet from the plate, and went up and over the catcher's head, and that allowed Jensen to score. So wild pitch there. So Jensen scores on a wild pitch. Hart moves to third. Wickham moves to second. And Angley is still up now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third. Cooper takes the ball down and low. So he now has a 2-2 count. And takes ball high. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cooper steps out. As I said, the wind is really blowing hard here, and dust is going to start kicking up on some of these ball players, especially if you're wearing contact lenses. Cannot be pleasant. And the pitch, and that's outside, ball 4. So Angley draws a walk. He'll load the bases up again. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Yoon. Yoon, his first time up, walked. And his second time up, flied out to the right fielder. So Yoon is 1-1. He's up now with the bases loaded. Martinez is on deck. Catcher Sweeney is back out talking to Hahn again. A lot of conferences on the mound today. I'm not sure what that's all about, whether it's just this team has not played many games this year. This is only their 3rd game. They're a long way from home. So a lot of variables going into the conferences for the Eagles. And the Dolphins' offense certainly have something to do with that as well. They've already scored 5 runs, and they're looking at the bases loaded with only 1 out here in the top of the 4th. And there's there's a foul ball by Yoon. So he's got 1 strike on him. And Parker Hahn looks in and delivers. And that ball's way inside, almost hit Yoon. Parker's pitching from the windup now with the bases loaded, 1 out, down 5. He could definitely use a soft ground ball, maybe back to himself, throw it home and get a double play that way. And instead he throws the ball low and outside, and looks like he's having a little bit of difficulty with the mound. So he's behind 2-1. And this is a game that could get ugly very quickly if he doesn't get Yoon here and the Dolphins start to run around the bases. That ball is outside. Missing now, and I got to believe the coach of the Eagles is going to be getting somebody warm to come in. This is a base hit from being pretty rough. He delivers. Throws a strike, and Yoon fouls that one off, and he fouls it off his foot. And anybody that's ever played baseball that has swung and fouled the ball off the inside of your foot, you know where Yoon is right now. He's in pain. And he's going to take a minute. Umpire's being very nice and granting him his time. So he's back in there now, flexing that left foot. Parker Hahn's got a 3-2 count on him, and the payoff pitch, and Yoon skies the ball up to the left fielder, who's under it. He's in foul territory. He makes the catch, and that's going to send Andrew Hart home, and they're not going to have enough speed, arm strength, or wind direction to get that ball to home plate and in time to get Andrew Hart. So Hart scores. So Yoon comes up with a sacrifice fly. gets the Dolphins' 6th run home. That's their second out, and it brings the freshman Chris Martinez up to the plate. And there is going to be a pitching change now. So the new pitcher for the Eagles is number 24. We'll get you his name in a second. And he is Jasper Daniels. So Jasper Daniels is going to come in. And Jasper will be the new pitcher of record here in the bottom of the 4th. And he'll face Chris Martinez with runners on 2nd and 3rd. In a 6-0 ball game. While we've got a little bit of time here, as I was talking about Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy in Cincinnati, Ohio, they happen to be the largest PK-12 independent school in Cincinnati, and they're also home to the Cincinnati's only Christ-centered 6-year college prep high school experience. Athletically, they're part of the MVC, the Miami Valley Conference. There are 9 schools in that conference, and since that conference has started, the Eagles have won 1/3 of all the championships. They've got 65 athletic teams in grades 7 through 12, 22 varsity sports. 85% of the students participate on their athletic teams. So the Eagles have done a nice job mixing their academics and their athletics and their Christian philosophy. And here they are in Virginia Beach, Virginia, playing the Cape Henry Collegiate Dolphins, and they're down 6-0, and they've got a new pitcher, Jasper Daniels, trying to get out of this jam with runners on 1st and 2nd. And he throws a ball low to Chris Martinez, the second baseman. Two outs, runners on 1st and 2nd. And the pitch, and there's a foul ball back. So Martinez fouls it, and he hits the catcher in the hand on his backswing. And the home plate umpire, Mark, is going to come out and stroll towards the pitcher and stroll slowly back towards the home plate area and give the catcher, that would be Ty Sweeney, a little bit of extra time to get the feeling back in that hand. Luckily for Ty, that's been relatively warm today, so it's not like he just got hit on a very cold afternoon, which can be in the March area here. All right, here we go. Back to baseball. Martinez sets in, and he drives a ball to right field, and that will be scooped up by the right fielder for the 3rd out. So Dolphins score 2 more here. So they lead 6-0. Martinez flies out to the right fielder. The right fielder's been awfully busy in this game on both teams. Wind blowing a little bit in that direction. But after 4 innings, we've got a 6-0 ball game. A little bit more on the Eagles from Cincinnati. Regarding academics, they've got 23 AP courses that they offer. 75% of their faculty hold advanced degrees. 84% of their upper school students take AP courses. They offer internships and capstone opportunities. They've got an entrepreneurial program. They start their foreign language instruction at age 2. Here in Virginia Beach, we're lucky to start our English at age 2. Not a slight against Virginia Beach, I'm a resident. They also have an in-school business run by their students that begins in grade 7. Here at Cape Henry, we also have the Compass Rose Coffee Company that we run from our facility here at Cape Henry Collegiate, run by our students. And finally, the Cincinnati Hills campuses offer multiple learning gardens, and they've got a lower and upper school robotics program. So now you know everything you need to know about the Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy, and we're happy they're here. We're glad they're here, and we go back to their baseball game, and here they go. Top of the 5th inning, and Landon Ivey, the first baseman, takes ball 1. I'm sure the Eagles would like to at least score and start getting some of their offense. Peyton Frisk has pitched a nice game for the Dolphins, and he falls off the mound, loses his hat, and throws a ball also. So Peyton's not going to want to see that one on replay. This time, it's a strike on the lower half of the plate. So Fisk misses low for the first pitch, gets it for the second, and here's his third pitch. And it's low outside, ball 2. Landon Ivey has only been up once this game, and he grounded out to the second baseman. This is only his second time up. And he flies that one out, and that's going to be in either the playground or the tennis courts. And it's playground. Three balls, 2 strikes, full count on Ivey, and Frisk delivers. And it's ball 4 taken on the outside. So the Eagles do their part. They get their leadoff runner on base. And that'll bring up Logan Gould. Logan grounded out to the pitcher, Fisk, his last time up, and that was in the 3rd inning. Certainly doesn't want to do that now, and it looks like they're taking out Ivey for a pitch runner. So we'll get you that number in a second. And Frisk delivers, and it's ball 1. So it's number 4 that has come in for Landon Ivey. And number 4 is Jag Rubel. So Jag Rubel is up, is at first base. And we're assuming Jag will come in and play first, unless he's just there to pitch run. We'll let you know when that happens. And there's ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Logan Gould, the third baseman. So Rubel at first, replacing Ivey. Frisk has got a 2-1 count and delivers and throws a nice pitch. And that's a double ricochet off the back 2 posts for strike 2, foul ball. And the home plate umpire is going to look at that ball. I'm sure it's got a little dent in it somewhere. It hit both those poles pretty hard, kind of like a hockey puck hitting the goal post. And that ball is called strike 3 on the outside corner. Still having a little trouble picking up the home plate umpire's call, but that was strike 3. And so, big strike out there. So Gould strikes out looking. Rubel still stuck at first, and that's the first out of the inning. And that brings up Tyler Uten, the designated hitter. And Tyler walked his first time up, and he takes a beautiful curveball by the left-hander for strike 1. Strike 2. So Fisk has got the left-hander tied up a little bit, lefty on lefty. Don't see that a lot in high school ball. Let's see what he deals, 0-2. And he throws a beautiful inside fastball for strike 3. So Fisk strikes out Uten on 3 straight fastballs. Or I should say 3 straight pitches. The first one was a beautiful curve. And that's our second out of the inning. And that brings the leadoff hitter, Jonathan Russell, back up to the plate. And he's got a man on first with 2 outs now. So they started out pretty good, the Eagles, getting their first runner aboard, but haven't done anything in the last 2 batters, and we'll see what the leadoff hitter can do. And he swings through a first pitch, strike 1. Peyton Fisk wasting no time. He's in the stretch, and there's a foul ball. That will go to the tennis courts, maybe past the tennis courts that time. Nope, tennis courts and now out of the tennis courts. So Peyton Fisk working quickly, already in front 0-2, and his third pitch is up and away, and they're throwing down, and Coop sent the ball just a little low. Martinez, the second baseman, couldn't get there enough time to set up and grab the ball. So Rubel gets a stolen base. So he enters the game and gets a steal. And that'll put a runner at second with a 1-2 count and 2 outs. And there's a fly ball, and that is foul. That ball missed being fair by probably 6 inches. And that would have definitely gotten a run home. So leadoff hitter Jonathan Russell, just missed a beautiful double for sure. But it's just a long fly foul ball, and we've got a 1-2 count with 2 outs and a runner at second. And Frisk delivers. And there is a fly ball, and that is going to be in fair territory. And Nate Jensen, the right fielder, calls it, and he comes in and grabs it. A little bit of a snow cone there, but it's still an F9, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. So promised to be a good inning for the Eagles. They started out getting their first man aboard, but 2 strikeouts and a fly out to the right fielder, and that's all they come away with. So unfortunately for them. Jasper Daniels, the pitcher that came in last inning, will come back, and we are now in the last of the 5th inning, the bottom of the 5th. We'll take a slight break here, and we'll join you when the Dolphins come up to bat. All right, well, here we are back in the bottom of the 5th. All my cheat sheets on Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy are done. So we've got 2.5 innings to go. We'll see if the Dolphins can add to their 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. And leading off is Reed Downs, a left fielder. Reed flied out to the right field and hit into a force out his last time up. Fielder's choice. So he's 0 for 2 today. And he takes a ball right down the middle. Fastball by Jasper Daniels, and he fouls that off for ball 1. For strike 2. And there's a ground ball to the shortstop. He comes up cleanly, makes a throw, and gets Reed Downs on a nice play. So good play by the shortstop there, Zach O'Connell, for the first out of the inning. So Downs goes down 6-3. out number 1. That could be farther west, not here. So looks like we have a change coming up here. And Garrison White is the designated hitter, and it looks like he's coming out. And he's going to be replaced by, I think it's number 27, Ryan Hummel. Can't see from here. I'll give you the number in a second. And that's strike 1 on the inside corner, and it does look like it's Hummel, number 27. And there's ball in the dirt for ball 1. Hummel is a tall left-handed hitter. Ryan's a sophomore. He takes ball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on. 6-0 Dolphins. And there's a ball fouled off to the left side of the infield. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Ball outside. Ooh, and that hit him right in the ear hole. That is Ryan Hummel. And I'm looking at that through binoculars, and that ball did catch him flush in the ear. He had the helmet on, but that's still going to hurt. I think we need to get possibly the trainer out. I'm not sure if they're going to leave Ryan in the game, but he took that ball straight off the ear hole. And they are going to kind of take him out and look him over. So Ryan comes in, replaces Garrison White at designated hitter, and promptly gets hit in the right ear hole. And he's going to come into the facility. They'll get the trainer over there to take a look at him. She's with him now. And that's going to bring out the pitch runner. And the pitch runner, number 22 for the Dolphins. And that's Turner Cooley. So Turner will come in for Hummel. He goes to first base on a hit by pitch. And we're back to the top of the order, Nate Jensen. Nate's 2 for 3 today. 2 singles, a single, a double, and a fly out to the first baseman. He's got a runner at first. There's 1 out. And nice pitch down the middle by Jasper for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ball on the outside. And there's a drive to left field, but that's going to be foul. So Jensen got all of that ball. He was way ahead of it, unfortunately. That probably would have gone to the fence, but It's just a long foul ball for a long strike, so we've got 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jensen looking to do something to get that man from first base over. He steps out. Jasper Daniels and Ty Sweeney, the catcher, going through some things, getting signs from the dugout. And they've got their marching orders set. And here comes the 3-2 pitch to Jensen. And he rips this one again, and that also is foul. So 2 long foul balls hit right on the button by Jensen. But both of them are foul. And go in the books as just another strike. And he strikes out swinging, but Cooley steals second in the meantime. So Jensen strikes out. Turner goes down. Turner goes down to second base. And so there are 2 outs now. And up at bat is Andrew Hart. And Hart takes inside for a strike. So Andrew's got a 1-1 count. 2 outs. Runner on second. Jasper Daniels pitching. And that's ball on the outside corner. So 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. And there's a strike called, and Andrew throws his bat, and that will not look good to the umpire. It looked outside to us, but that's us. And so Andrew Hart is sitting on a 3-2 count with 2 outs. And he takes ball 4 there. So that ball is over his head. So he does draw a walk. So he goes down to first. Turner's at second. There are 2 outs in the game, and that's going to inning, and that's going to bring up Parker White. And it's starting to drizzle here a little bit at Cape Henry Collegiate. And when that happens, ladies and gentlemen, we move inside because we have equipment that cannot get wet, and we are exposed to the elements. So if we go black, it's not you, it's us. This is a 6-0 game. It's in the bottom of the 5th. Looks like it might hold off a little bit, so we'll hang tight here, but we'll let you know if the rain picks up. There's a drive right up off the mound, and it comes to the shortstop, and he cannot make the play, and instead, well, he does pick it up with his hand and calls Hart out at second for the force out. So there's the 3rd out of the inning, and that's going to be an unassisted play by the second. No, that was the shortstop. So we'll call that a force out 6 for Parker White. And that's going to be that on the 5th inning. So no runs in the 5th inning there for the Dolphins. We've got a 6-0 game after 5. And we've got a new pitcher for the Dolphins, and that new pitcher is Tajon Taylor. So Trajan comes in and relieves Peyton Frisk. So he'll come in for the 6th inning. He's a sidearm pitcher. Trajan's a sophomore. So here we go. We are in the top of the 6th. And the first pitch is to Zach O'Connell, the shortstop, and that's strike 1. And there's the first pitch, second pitch, ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike 2. And there's a base hit up the middle. So O'Connell gets his first hit of the game. His second hit of the game. He singled in the 1st inning. So rain coming down a little harder now, as you can see in your camera. This might be our last batter here. Ethan Long is up at bat. Ethan is the left fielder. He flied out to the second baseman and walked his last time up. He takes a pitch outside for a ball. Lines that one up the middle. So 2 base hits up the middle. For the Eagles to start off the top of the 6th. So we've got a little bit of rain coming down now, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to have to take off on our end. We have equipment here that cannot get wet, and we are unprotected. So we stand at 1 strike, 1 ball, 6-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. And if the rain holds up or stops, we'll come back. But otherwise, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.